Board, Superintendent. I'm speaking not against ROTC, but for the idea of having courses for students in ROTC grounded in the humanities that will help them deal with their roles as warriors. And I'm looking at a book called What It Is Like to Go to War by Carl Marlantes, who served in Vietnam. And in his book, he says, this book is not intended to fix or improve military training. I was a U.S. Marine in the Vietnam War and believe that the Marine Corps prepared me then and still does prepare our young Marines to fight our country's battles exceedingly well, as do all the other branches of the United States military. In fact, today's young warriors are far better prepared than we were in Vietnam, at least technically and tactically. This book rather focuses on those aspects of combat that can't be adequately prepared for by institutional training programs, and that's where I think we can come in. They are done by the individual in the quiet places alone and communing with his or her own heart and soul. Imminent maiming and death do help motivate young warriors to contemplate these more serious aspects of their profession. If by reading this book before entering combat, a young warrior can be helped to better handle the many psychological, moral, and spiritual stresses of combat, then the book will have been worth writing. In addition, if the ideas discussed here help citizens and policymakers attain a clearer understanding of what they are asking of their warriors, our children, and of their own role in sending them into the moral quagmire and sacrificial fire called war, then this book will have succeeded. It's called What It Is Like to Go to War, and I recommend it to you all for your consideration.
Hi, I'm Susan Worley. Before I speak, though, I'd like to ask if you have Judith Van Horn on your sheet. I believe she was speaking ahead of me. Do you have her name there? Dr. Judith Van Horn?
I do not. She might be in the rest of the 10 speakers that I'll call.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, can you check and make sure she gets recognized? If not, you need to bring her
well, a slip was turned in for me.
Yeah, that's all right. I think might be. So we'll just make sure that she's in there.
Okay, thank you.
You want her to speak under B9? You want her in this group?
Yes, I wanted to be in this group.
Can you put her in the B9 group?
She's in the B9 group.
Okay, thank you. My name is Susan Worley. I taught in WCCUSD for 30 years, for almost 30 years. I live in Richmond. I watched the KCRT video of the February 12th school board meeting at which Mr. Evans, principal of De Anza, introduced the proposed JROTC, and all but one of the trustees said that this would be a great program for our students. I did not see any public comment. We are here tonight to object to spending $100,000 of our school's money each year for the next 2 years on what is actually a recruitment program for the military. Our students have lost much. For many years, we have seen cuts to the arts, music, advanced placement, and other programs. Class sizes have grown. Teachers have subsidized their programs, paying for supplies out of their own pockets. Employees are disgruntled. Salaries and benefits have seen annual cuts. My own retirement income was flattened by the huge salary cut at the time of the bankruptcy. $100,000 would pay for a lot of teacher classroom supplies. We see another bond on the ballot. I know the district needs school upgrades and science labs, but spending some of the district money on military recruitment is just wrong. We have many questions about this project. We have many questions about this program. Who would teach the JROTC? The military's website says they have their own teachers who would be considered members of the faculty where they teach. Should the teachers' union know something about this? Do they intend to take jobs away from our teachers? How does this program fit with the restorative justice model
Please conclude your remarks.
that is being adopted by the school districts nationwide. I'm almost finished. Where top-down discipline and decisions are an obsolete manner. I'm almost finished. Has WCCUSD done this?
John Burrow.
For example, in San Francisco, they have seen student-on-student violence.
Andres Soto, next speaker.
Soto, is Mr. Soto here?
No, actually, I'm John.
Okay, but you weren't called. They called Andres Soto.
I called, but you didn't respond, so he is on the list.
Okay, that's fine. You're up now. Go ahead, Mr. Worley. Go ahead. No, it's your turn. Go ahead.
My name is John Worley. I am actually a Vietnam-era veteran. I went through an ROTC program in Texas Tech back a long time ago. Served in the military as a lieutenant. Commendations, and have been out of the service for a long time. I don't really object to the military per se. I just think this is a misplaced priority in a high school situation where you want to have people, develop critical thinking. I think there are probably a lot more important programs, perhaps the arts, the sciences, where money can be spent a little more wisely than in a military program, which at the end of an ROTC program in college, you end up with a commission. If you end up with a JROTC program, you're kind of left with nothing. So I would think the priorities should be placed somewhere else. Thank you very much.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Andres Soto, and I'm a graduate of Richmond High School and this school district. And one of the things as elders and leaders in the community, what we have to do is we have to educate our youth beyond what they're taught in school. And so one of the things was I was a founding board member of the Rise Youth Center. And I did a social justice history tour of Richmond to tell them the real history of Richmond, the real story of social conflict in Richmond. And I asked them some questions to find out their base knowledge. They couldn't tell me whether the Vietnam War was before or after World War II. So that was a failure of the system. So in telling them about the story, about the 60s, about the 70s, I also told them about our battle with the school district in the 1980s to stop the JROTC at Richmond High School. Now they were trying to bring it into Richmond High School. It glorifies war. The Vietnam War and every war we've had since then have been racist wars against people who did nothing against us. We didn't do it. The people in Iraq didn't do anything to us. The people in Afghanistan didn't do anything to us. The people in El Salvador didn't do anything to us. How many people in this house tonight are from El Salvador or Nicaragua or Guatemala? They're here because of the illegal war that we fought against them. This program glorifies that, and it's wrong. It will bring guns on campus because it justifies guns being a tool of military might and of killing and death. And that's not the message we want to send to the children of West Contra Costa County. We want them to be advocates of peace, of education, of health. And this program will not stand. And this program is, one factoid is that in 2010, more active military personnel committed suicide by their own hand with guns than occurred in the 10 years of the Iraq War. Thank you.